Hi friends, my name's Sophie. Welcome to this 30-minute daily Vinyasa yoga practice. This is an intermediate level class that you will need 2 blocks for, but if you don't have the blocks, no worries, you can absolutely do this practice without them, and I'll be cueing you where you can and don't need to use them if you don't have them. This practice is for grounding. It will make you feel really solid and steady in your body and just ready to take on the day with a calm, centered attitude. If this sounds like a good practice for you, come on and join me in a minute. And if you enjoy the class, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already so you can see when there are new workout and yoga videos posted weekly. All right, let's get started with our practice. Welcome to your practice. Let's start in a comfortable seated position, just like how I am here, or maybe cross-legged, maybe on a block. Close your eyes. And take a moment to ground into your body. Take this moment to shift gears from the outside world, the external world, into the internal world, onto your mat. The safe space on between the 4 corners of your mat. Let's use the breath to help us ground into and center into ourselves. So you'll inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. 3 rounds of that whenever you're ready. In for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. When you exhale, feel the whole body relax. Shoulders drop on the exhale. Face softens. One more round. When you finish with your last round, return to a natural rhythm of the breath. Really become aware of the space around your neck, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, the ears, and feel a spaciousness there around the shoulders. And gently blink your eyes open. Come into tabletop. From tabletop, turn your hands around so your fingers face your knees. And on your inhale, arch your back for cow. Shoulders back, chest dips down. Exhale, round and curl your spine so your chin comes into your chest. Inhale, arch. Nice slow movements. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, one more time. Arch your back. Exhale, curl, round. Inhale, come back to neutral. Turn the hands back around and breathe here. Tuck your toes. Walk your hands back. And lift your knees off of the ground. So we're stretching here. We're stretching the lower part of the calf and the Achilles tendon. The knees are lifted and you're letting your heels drop as far down to the ground as they can. And just having your gaze be right at the center of the mat so the neck is nice and long. And awareness comes to your breath. Let the breath be your guiding force here. Nice, long, slow breaths. Powerful breaths. Come back onto your knees. Bring your hands out in front of you into table. Downward facing dog, hips up and back. And take a moment to pedal it out. Let the head drop. Let the head hang heavy. Good, now come back to regular down dog in stillness. And gently walk your feet slowly, slowly, tiptoe your feet to the front of the mat. Little tiny steps. And then when you get to the front of the mat, take the feet almost as wide as the mat. Grab onto your elbows and take ragdoll. And sway side to side. So we're starting off slow today. Starting off slow to allow ourselves to arrive into our bodies. Movement and breath are the pathway out of the mind and into the body. You release your hands down and keep your left fingertips down, or actually walk your hands over to your right foot. Bend your left knee and fold over your right leg. So you're on your fingertips, you're folding over the right leg, and you're kind of lifting through the inner arch of the right foot, making sure you're not collapsing into the inner arch. Left knee is bent. So you should feel this all along the outer edge of the right leg. And switch sides, bring your hands over to the left. Right knee bends, fold over the left leg. Finding a nice spaciousness of the toes. Toes are spread. No gripping, no holding. One more full breath. Good, and bring their hands back to center and lift up halfway. And as you do that, bring your feet to back to hip distance apart from each other. So like 2 fists width. Good. Spine is long, including the neck, which means you're looking down so that there's no curve in the neck. Shift your weight into your toes, inhale. And exhale, plant your hands and step back to down dog. On your inhale, shift into plank. And on your exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Untuck your toes, lift up for cobra. And lower back down to the ground. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift your thighs, and press up through your thighs, and then press up to plank. One straight line, and downward facing dog. Now on your inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your right knee and open your hip to the right side. On your inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Good, and set your back knee down on the ground. Feel free to grab blocks. I'm going to use the blocks here. If you don't have them, it's totally fine. Just put your hands on the ground. From here, you're going to keep the back knee down on the ground. Plant your left hand. Actually, put your blocks just a little to the side. Plant your left hand on the ground next to your, right on the inside of your right foot. And take your left arm up. So we're not using the blocks quite yet, but we will in just a moment. Now take your right arm back behind you, like you're doing back strokes. And make a circle and take it back up. Good, and we're gonna keep going like that with the breath. So we're opening up through the shoulders here. If you're feeling any discomfort or pinching, just make it smaller or just keep your arm straight up. Make sure your left shoulder is strong, you're not sinking into it. One more time, take the arm all the way up. Pause here with your arm up. Then on your exhale, put your hand down to the ground. Now grab your blocks if you have them and lift your back knee. So you're in a nice lunge here. Inhale, open your chest, and exhale, straighten your right leg. We're gonna stay right here. You wanna make sure your back heel is lifted high, and then lift the sole of the right foot up off the ground so you're just on that right heel. Press your hands into the ground or press your fingers into the blocks. And imagine like you're trying to draw the right heel back on the mat. It's an isometric movement, so it's not actually going anywhere, but you're feeling your right hip pulling back, pressing into the ground or into the blocks, and lengthen the spine, and then fold over your right leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine again. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Pause here in your fold. Remember, your breath guides you. Your breath is strong, powerful, even. Now place the right foot on the ground. So now the right big toe presses down. Put your hands over to the right side. Lengthen your spine and fold over to the right and press down through your right big toe mound. Now bring your hands back to frame your right foot. Bend your right knee back into lunge. Good. Step your left foot up and in a little bit, and then come into standing split. You can choose to have your blocks under your hands, or you can set them to the side and have hands on the ground. Left leg lifts up high. Now lift your left leg as high as you can. So the hip opens to the left a little bit. Good. Now you have that. Now square your hips a little more. Left hip down a little more. They're not going to be perfectly squared, but there's this nice balance between lifting the leg high, but then also squaring the hips, so that the hips are not open as much to the left. And you get this really wonderful stretch here into the back of the right leg. Calf muscles. Inhale. On your exhale, step back into low lunge. Now move your right foot over to the right, so now we're in lizard. Now keep your back knee lifted and put your forearms on the ground. Plant your hands down and press down through your right big toe. Keep your back thigh strong. Breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Let's come back up onto the hands and let the back knee go down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Now let the inside of the right foot lift, so your foot kind of rolls to the right side just a little bit. Still have control of that ankle. And take your right arm up. So you can stay here. This is a lovely pose. Or you can bend the knee and grab a hold of the foot. And if the foot grab's not there for you, it's fine. Just let go of it. Honor your body. Listen to your body, most importantly. Left shoulder back and down. And you're opening to the right. Pull that foot towards you. For 3. For 2. And 1. Release your foot. Bring your hands down. Lift your back knee. And let's step back silently to down dog. Shift into plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes. Lift your thighs. Press up to plank. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. On your inhale, lift your left leg. Bend your knee. Open up your hip. Keep breathing. Lift your left leg back into a straight position and step your foot between your hands. Good. Now set your back knee on the ground, right hand down, left arm lifts up. And take your left arm back behind you and then around and up. So we're taking these circles like that. Like you're taking back strokes. Good, let's take one more full round. And then the next time that the arm lands up, keep it there. Inhale. And exhale, you put your hand down to the ground. Good. Now lift your back knee and grab your blocks. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Good. Now lift the sole of the left foot, so you're just on that heel. Hands are on the blocks or on the ground. Lengthen the spine. Flat back, exhale, fold. Plug the left hip back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, length. Exhale, fold. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Good, and then put the left foot down. Keep your legs straight and bring your hands over to the left side. Lengthen and fold over left leg. So I have my hands on blocks here, and I recommend that if you have them. Good, now come back to frame your foot with your blocks or your hands. Bend your knee, look forward, step your right foot up and into standing splits. Right leg goes as high as you can. You have a nice kind of an open hip position here. And then you close it off a bit by squaring the hips off, by drawing the left hip back, the right hip down. Inhale. And on exhale, gently step back to low lunge. Put your back knee down and move, actually keep your back knee lifted and move your left foot over to the left. Yeah, so we're in lizard, and then put your forearms down, hands flat. Breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Come back up onto your hands. Lower the back knee down, untuck the toes. And lift your left arm up. Push down through your back foot. And either stay here, or you bend the knee and you can grab onto the foot behind you. Notice that sides might be different. Also, the inside of the left foot lifts up off of the ground. Whatever is going on in the mind, remember that you are like a mountain, remaining there always, remaining here. A lot of stuff happens on a mountain. Let's gently release the foot. Come back onto your hands. Lift your back knee, and we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Let's shift forward into plank and lower all the way down to the ground. Lift up for cobra. Lower back down. Tuck your toes. Lift your thighs. Press up strong to plank. Downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale. And exhale. A lot of stuff happens on a mountain. A lot of crazy weather. All kinds of animals coming and going. People trekking. But the mountain always remains centered. It always remains there. And it never goes away. It remains stable. Lift your right leg up. And step your foot between your hands. Put your back knee down. Good. Our yoga practice is kind of like that mountain, always here for us. Bring your hands inside of your right foot and move your right foot over to the right. And then straighten your right leg. So I have my fingertips on the ground. You can also put your hands on blocks. But slide your right foot forward a little bit more. So you're in a half split, but it's a little different because your leg is to the right a little bit. Hands are inside of your right leg, kind of like a lizard lunge. Good, now lengthen your spine and pin the right hip back. And then walk the hands forward, maybe come onto the palms and fold. Make sure the right toes are flexed, the right toes pull back. Another set of imagery that I like is Pema Chodron says, "You are the sky and everything else is the weather." Take one more full breath. Come back up onto the fingertips and lift up. Let's come back into lizard, come into lizard, and then slide your right foot between your hands to just come into a regular lunge. Good. Come upright, bring your hands to your heart, and twist to the right. Hook your left elbow over. If for whatever reason that twist doesn't work for you, just take your arms out wide. You could do an open arm twist. You could also do cactus arms with your twist. Press the hands together, lift and twist around the belly. Make sure the toes aren't gripping and you're pressing down through your back foot, through the top of the back foot. Such a great stretch for the left hip flexors and kind of the side of the hip. And then we get into the right shoulder and the whole spine. So good. One more breath. Then come to center. Let's reach the arms up. Inhale. Cactus your arms. Exhale. Take a little back bend if you'd like. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Tuck your toes and lift your back knee. And we'll step back to plank. Good. You can lower all the way down or just go to chaturanga, one or the other. And then upward facing dog or cobra, your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Set your back knee down. And move your left foot over to the left. Make sure that every time when you're transitioning between poses that you're doing so slowly. That's a huge part of the practice. A lot of people forget and they move really fast between poses. Okay, so you're on your fingertips now. You're going to slowly slide your left foot out in front of you and straighten it. Remember, the left foot's to the left. Your hands are inside of your left leg. And lengthen your spine for half lift and fold. It's just like we're doing half splits or half monkey pose, Ardha Hanumanasana, but it's a little bit of a variation on it. And if you feel any differences between the sides, just observe them. It's in that process of observing that we really get to know our body and we build this body awareness. Good. Come back up onto the fingers. And then we're going to bend the knee and come into a lunge. And move the left foot over to the right. So you're framing your foot with your hands. And then come upright. Hands to your heart. Draw the low ribs inwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to your left. Hook the elbow, or you have an open arm twist. Whatever twist suits you. Make sure you keep lifting away from the ground by pushing your elbow into your thigh. Or if your arms are open, just staying where you are and working into that twist. One more breath. Come back to center. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Good. Lift your back knee. Step back to plank. Flow through your vinyasa or skip it and meet in down dog. Put your knees down on the ground. Take the knees wide. Let's come into child's pose. Forehead to the ground. Let your head rock gently side to side, like you're massaging your forehead. Slow and gentle. And slowly walk your hands back up. And then let's come into a seat. Let's come onto our backs from here. So come onto your backs and hug your knees into your chest. And rock side to side. Hopefully you're feeling a lot more open now. A sense of relief. And the lower body and the upper body are really cleared out now from all the stretching we did, the strengthening. Really doesn't take that much time to shift your entire energy to get out of the head. Now let's take the arms wide, or arms to cactus shape on the ground, and drop the knees over to the right side. The spine twists to the left, left shoulder roots to the ground. It's okay if it's not touching, but it's going into that direction. And try to soften the muscles in the front of the neck. Notice if they're strained a little bit, and let go. Bring the knees back up and over to the left side. And stay here, present with the body. Two more breaths. Bring the knees back up. Hug the knees in one more time. Squeeze them in. Even bring your chin up towards your knees like you're squeezing into a little ball. Inhale. And exhale. Release your legs down. Release your arms down into Savasana. Just let the body completely relax. Just let go of effort. Let yourself soften. And ask yourself, what do I really need right now? In this moment, what do I need? Right now, it's just you and your breath. The rise and fall of the breath. In pure stillness and awareness. Feel free to stay here longer, or begin to bring a little movement back into the fingers and toes. Take your arms overhead, stretch your whole body from head to toe like you're waking up in the morning, and roll to your right side. Pause on your right side. In this last moment of peace and presence. And gently press up to a seat. I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you feel amazing. Thank you so much for being here.